I don't wake up going, okay, I'm an empowered woman today and I'm going to do this and take over the world. And so that doesn't happen. When you think about women in general, if we can make our own choices, whether they're very small or very big, then that's empowering. I had a situation like, it was probably like a year and a half, and I'm still struggling with that, where, a doctor had done something and it literally shattered my self-esteem. I've learned over the years that I actually don't care what people think. If you think I'm stupid, fine, I'm dumb. And you know what? That's great. I'm so happy for your opinion. There have been songs that I've heard where I go, I don't know about this one. And then my team will be like, no, it's great. I'm like, I don't know. And then it comes out and then it does really well. We live in a world where everybody's like, has attention deficit disorder. If it's
Reels.
Yes. So if it's longer than 3 to 7 seconds and you haven't gotten my attention, then we kind of miss a boat there. Focus on ourselves and work on being the best version of ourselves versus trying to be somebody else. Trolls I don't care about. I have my theory about trolls and I'm fine with them because it's fine. You can troll me. It just means that you're, clicking on my video more than someone who loves me. So it's okay. So keep trolling. It's totally fine. Keep adding views to my page. I'm okay with it.
Hello everyone, this is Hesha Chima, and joining me here for a conversation today is a woman who's not just beautiful but absolutely intelligent and somebody who's built an empire for herself. She survived in an industry that can be super hectic, but by all means she's somebody who I can call a fighter, and hence she's here today on this Women's Day special segment. Joining me here today is the gorgeous Sunny Leone.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Sunny. I'm so happy that we're having this chat today. So first of all, happy Women's Day.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. While I'm somebody who believes that we women need to be celebrated every single day.
Yes.
Unlike Valentine's Day also. Like we need to be loved also every single day. But I feel days like these call for special conversations and special chats. Sunny, I want to start off this conversation by asking you that your story yourself has been of so much resilience, strength, survival, and being relevant for like years and years in an industry that's damn competitive. Yeah. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you. I think I should get a trophy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, I'm seeing all the awards out there also. That's a lot.
That's Daniel's collection.
But talk to me a little bit about all of that for you. Like, what has been your source to be in this industry and survive and thrive?
I think it's about having like a good team around you, and that I've had around me since I came here, whether it was just Daniel and I, and then slowly the team just grew larger and larger, and doing things that make me feel good. And it's not about compromising in any way so that I feel bad about myself. So I think that when you do things that make you happy or you're okay with it, it's your choice, your decision, then you only have yourself to blame if it doesn't do well.
Yeah.
And also, you can live with yourself and look at yourself in the mirror and, you're not lying, cheating, or stealing from people, and just being as honest as you can.
Yeah. Sunny, tell me, what does women empowerment actually mean to you?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't know, because I feel like this is something that gets thrown out so much that I don't wake up going, okay, I'm an empowered woman today and I'm going to do this and take over the world. And so that doesn't happen. I think that when you think about women in general, if we can make our own choices, whether they're very small or very big, then that's empowering, you know. And, there's lots of women out there that get stuck in very tough situations or tough family situations where they don't have these choices. And to those women, I think if you can start with small challenges, winning over those and working towards, what you actually want.
True. I also mentioned in my introduction about resilience and the fact that this is a super competitive industry. So, with competition also comes relevance. It's very important to be relevant, otherwise, people in today's day and age forget.
Yeah.
You've not been forgotten, Sunny. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank the Lord.
It's happening.
I'm sorry, I really want to be in everybody's face at every moment of the day, if possible.
But you know what? The whole question is that you are not somebody who's absolutely PR hungry or PR driven. Like, you're somebody who's just yourself. And I want to understand, how do you sort of build that sense of security, when it kind of can get a little dodgy? Where do you get that sense of security from?
I think, again, it comes back to having a really good team and doing things that you love. There's never a moment where we're sitting in the office going, okay, so what's the next publicity stunt that we can put out there? I don't know, that just seems like too much work for me in my head to try and figure out what people are going to, like that clickbait happy situation online. But I think it's more about just having fun. And I think people see that. I think when you're honest and people see you having fun at your job, or you're having fun with your friends, and, you're doing the things that you want to do, then, or sending out the messages that you want to send out. So I think people see right through bullshit.
Right.
And, our consumer sometimes isn't given credit for how smart they are. So I consider everybody out there very smart, very knowledgeable. And I think they can see through bullshit most of the time.
Amazing. Sunny, a lot of women also look up to you and admire you for your beauty. And, vanity also is an important part of the industry that we're all a part of.
Yeah.
But we all have our moments.
It's not only the industry. It's across the board.
That's true also. Yeah. But I feel like all of us sometimes get so consumed, and like women, and I can talk for myself too, I have my moments of absolute self-doubt where I'm just like, this is not working, that's not working, etc. But today, when I probably might look back, I feel like it's okay. Like, I can accept myself no matter what my age is, no matter how I look, etc., etc. That's me. I want to know Sunny's story. Like, when you probably have like self-doubts, how do you sort of navigate those moments?
I had a situation it was probably like a year and a half, and I'm still struggling with that, where, a doctor had done something and it literally shattered my self-esteem. And it's been a very, very difficult time during this entire process of trying to fix what she had done. And it has slowly started to come back, where I look at myself and go, oh, okay, I feel like I'm looking like my old self again. So I have just as many self-doubts as everyone else. Or when, you go on a binge and then your jeans don't fit you.
Oh, that.
And there's this little muffin topping that I don't go by scales. I don't go by measuring tapes. I don't do any of that. I just look and see how my jeans fit me. How if I have to go buy larger clothes, larger size, am I delusional and still wearing the smaller clothes? So, I think there's a lot of delusion that happens with all of us, and it's very hard to compete with, all the filters and all these different things that people do.
Sure.
And, think that that's the norm. But that kind of is the norm now. So, I feel like the only thing that would change is maybe the next generation, where hopefully, having clean, pretty skin and being yourself is something that, will come back around.
Right. But that also brings me to this. I feel like women who are most women actually, are sometimes discounted for their intelligence just because we look a certain way or our habits are a certain way. But come on, girl, you have an empire right here. You're an entrepreneur yourself. Yeah. I really want you to open up a little bit and talk about that. Why can't women be good with money? We are.
Yeah, of course. I've learned over the years that I actually don't care what people think. If you think I'm stupid, fine. I am. I'm dumb. And you know what? That's great. I'm so happy for your opinion. But you're still following me, so.
Yeah. Damn.
So I think we have to try and not be so angry about those weird stereotypes and just focus on ourselves and what we can do, and surround ourselves with the right people. Because sometimes we're in these groups, even if it's even if it's other women, like these kiddie groups or the mommy groups or, your big friend circles where your friends are still judging you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it happens a lot more around, the people that we know than the people that we don't know.
Right.
So it's important to surround yourself with people that are going to bring you up, that are going to make you feel good, and you're also going to make them feel good.
Yeah.
So surround yourself with nice, beautiful women who are, beautiful on the inside.
Sure. Sunny, tell me, how has motherhood impacted you? I'm sure it must be a beautiful journey, but you've been sort of balancing work and motherhood.
Yeah.
I have two questions. Is mom guilt actually real?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, it is? Oh shit, okay, talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, my kids are going to a play area right now, and I wish I was bouncing with them. But, work comes first. And I think it's important that, if you have a good, open, communication channel with your kids, you're able to tell them that, when I'm home, I'm all yours. But when I say I have to work, then I have to work. And, both my husband and I are very active, hands-on parents. So it's important to us that we're there for homeworks and we're there for dropping them off at school and picking them up from school and taking them to their, different events or, helping them, because I feel like they're definitely going to remember that when they get older. They might be like, at some point, maybe in a few years, it might be like, you don't need to drop me off at school anymore. But I'm going to say, I know I'm going to drop you off at school and you're going to give me a hug and you're going to give me a kiss. Because when you're 30 years old, you're going to remember that your mommy dropped you off at school. And, that your mom sang you lullabies to bed. And, so I think it's important that whatever you tell your kids, that you tell them the truth and you're not lying to them. Children are very, very intelligent creatures. They're not dumb. They might, not know their ABCs as fast as maybe you did or their multiplications, but they're very receptive to emotions and the truth, and if you're lying to them. And, we have to nurture these things. We want to raise good human beings. So.
True. What's the importance of, let's say, certain female friendships in your life? Have you over the years, maybe not in the industry or even outside, have you really had that solid women support system behind you?
Yeah, I have a few people. I'm someone who likes smaller groups of friends than a larger friend circle, because everything that I've gone through in life, it's just nicer to have those few people that you count on. And again, like what we talked about earlier, just having those people that are going to support you, and you're also going to support them. So you need those 1, 2 ride or die friends. And, the rest, everybody's on the periphery.
Sure. Tell me, Sunny, from the time you started off, from films to OTT to television, you sort of did it all. And I've also said this, that you've had a very unconventional journey, because you did a reality show, then you're in the movies, and then you're OTTing, and everything has been tapped into. But if Sunny has to look back at her journey, how does she look at her journey right now, so many years?
It's definitely been a roller coaster and absolutely amazing, because back then I had no idea I'd be in an office like this and have my own cosmetic line, fragrances, and so many different things that we're working on. So it's been amazing that we've been able to not only, my team and I, not only just do films or TV, that we've been able to tap into different markets here in India, and it's unbelievable.
What's your vision for 2025 like?
This year I'm working on longevity.
Okay.
Working on making sure what I eat and what I put in my body is good for me, and maybe adding on a couple more years to when I get really old, and just being as healthy as possible.
Sunny, you've given us some iconic dance numbers, and we cannot not mention those, because still today, if there's Baby Doll playing, I will get up and dance wherever I am, even if it's in the middle of my interview. But, when you sort of leave behind these kind of iconic songs for yourself, and then there's everybody just looking up to it, does that put that pressure that your next song also has to be that good, or you've always been chill about it?
I think that there have been songs that I've heard where I go, I don't know about this one. And then my team will be like, no, it's great. I'm like, I don't know. And then it comes out and then it does really well.
Yeah.
So you just don't know, you know?
Yeah.
And I also think that in today's time, it really does depend on who's backing your song.
Yeah.
And who's putting in the amount of PR needed to, you know, grab people's attention. We live in a world where everybody's like, has attention deficit disorder. If it's
Reels.
yes, so if it's longer than 3 to 7 seconds and you haven't gotten my attention, then you know we kind of miss a boat there.
Right.
So it just all depends on, you know, not only creating whatever the product is, but to also, you know, put that same energy into the marketing of it.
For sure, yeah. Sunny, tell me, if I were to ask you, what's the advice you'd like to give to women out there who sort of still battle and probably are still pressured by societal norms? Like, what would you want to tell them?
That it's completely normal to feel the way you are because there is so much pressure.
Yeah.
But I think you have to be realistic. And if you have realistic goals, then, you know, some of those things that you want, you can get. And just, you know, try and be yourself. I think that's the most important thing. And then we forget that because we're just trying to be like X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But that's not realistic. And that's not like a realistic goal because we're never going to be like them.
Yeah.
You don't know their family background. You don't know how they grew up. You don't know what their situation is in this current moment, you know, like they might look nice on the outside, but they're struggling on the inside, you know, or they might be struggling in their home life. So, you know, we all have perception. I know, like, we see something, we think, oh my God, they must have the most amazing life and they're so lucky and they're so this. But really, they might just be struggling individuals. So we just don't know. We have to focus on ourselves and work on being the best version of ourselves versus trying to be somebody else.
True. You know, I've spoken to so many women over the years, and like I've always had these chats around gender pay parity and then so many other issues that happen just because probably we are women and they're men. I'm a very gender neutral person. I feel like everybody has their own journey, irrespective whether it's a man or a woman. But if I were to ask you, did you happen to face anything, any biases in the industry when you came in, or you were one of those lucky few?
I guess you could call it lucky. I didn't really face, like, I didn't let any situation bother me to the point where I go, this is gender bias and this is not fair. You wouldn't be talking to me like this if I was a man, blah, blah, blah. I always go, I have bigger cojones than you do, so whatever. So, you know, I think it's just about your outlook in life and how you can just roll with the punches. And, you know, because things happen to men as well.
Yeah.
And things happen with women and, you know, everything in the middle. You know, everybody faces their own challenges in life. And I don't necessarily always believe that, you know, it's because you're a man or a woman. Yeah. It might just be that you're not qualified.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's true. That can be actually very true.
You just might not have worked hard enough. You know, you might not have put in that extra hour or those hours into, you know, perfecting whatever it is that you are doing. So we have to give credit where credit is due. And if the people that you're working for, you feel like are treating you a certain way because of your gender, then, you know, it's a big world. We can find another job and find people who, you know, appreciate you, whether you're a man or a woman or everything in between.
That's true. Sunny, tell me, you know, after having such a solid fan base on social media as well, do you take objectification seriously right now, or you're like, bye trolls, I don't care?
Trolls I don't care about. I have my theory about trolls and I'm fine with them because it's fine. You can troll me. It just means that you're, you know, clicking on my video more than someone who loves me. So it's okay. So keep trolling. It's totally fine. Keep adding views to my page. I'm okay with it.
Right. And then how do you sort of take the objectification part of that? Does that bother you? Because it sometimes bothers me when I'm objectified online.
I believe that if you put yourself out there online for the entire world to see, you are going to be objectified. So it's your job as a person to understand that whether they're saying something nice or whether they're saying something bad, they're talking about you.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. Now, if they weren't talking about you and you weren't getting the views, I think that's more hurtful than someone talking shit, because they actually give a shit to actually talk about you.
Yeah.
So, again, you just have to, I don't know, I just don't see life the same way, people do, where I read every comment and, harp on what they're saying. That person doesn't know me. That person doesn't, have a cup of coffee with me or come hang out, have dinner, or call me on the phone, say, hey, Sunny, how are you today? Yeah. or anything. So I have to take it just as that. It's a stranger just talking shit. Maybe it's a bot. Who even knows?
You don't even know. True. Okay, before I go to my fun section, I have a last question I want to ask you. Sunny, are you somebody right now who's probably very critical about the work that she does, or she's somebody who's extremely chilled and relaxed and take life as it goes? And the second question is that, do you really get perturbed and disturbed sometimes with like, oh my God, ye bhi karna, ye bhi karna, ye bhi karna. Itna sab kuch manage karne ke liye.
I think the first part of your question, I want to say I'm a bit of both, because you want everything to be done properly, but at the same time, again, you have to roll with punches. If you stick to some rigid outlook of how things are going to be, usually it ends up like the opposite happens.
Right.
When you think something's not going to do well, something does very well. Or if something you think is going to go amazing, it just doesn't do good. So I think in that way, we have to manage both of them. And then the second part of your question?
Like, are you good at like taking care of everything together? Does that perturb you? You're fine with it?
Yeah, I'm a mother.
Like
of three.
you can be a multitasker.
It's like it's part of the job requisite to have like good multitasking, a part of your resume. So it's not an option.
Wow, love it. Like I would love to be that multitasker because I'm really bad at it. I suck at it. Like it takes me like a book and a pen to note things down, and then I'll be like, okay, I can get this done.
But you're still multitasking. But you have a list, so that's great.
Yeah, thank you for making me look at it like that. Great. Okay, so Sunny, we have a fun segment which is called Pap Trap, since we represent a Pap page. So we're going to ask you 5 quick questions. You have to answer them rapidly as possible.
All right, I'm very bad at this.
We'll try. We'll be better than that. Okay. So it's called Pap Trap with Sunny Leone.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Okay, Sunny, first question. What does Sunny do to get Pap ready or Papalicious?
I don't know. It depends on where I'm going. If it's for a red carpet, it takes a couple hours to get ready, make sure everything is glossy and beautiful. So, yeah.
Okay. Who, according to you, is a Pap icon here in India?
Urfi.
What, according to you, would be your biggest Pap nightmare?
If I had like a wardrobe malfunction, that would be pretty bad.
That could be. Okay.
Or it could be really funny.
Oh yeah, either or. All right. Okay. 4th question. See, you're not doing that bad, Sunny. We're loving it. Okay. Do you recall an incident where you successfully managed to escape the Paps?
I just didn't call you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, love the answer.
I don't know. There's a system for the Paps. I'm sorry.
Okay, we will pass with that.
Yeah.
Okay, and last question.
That might get me in trouble, that answer.
Yeah, true. Okay. If Sunny was a paparazzi for a day, who would she follow and why? It could be either somebody here or somebody abroad.
I definitely would want to do Urfi, Rocky Salman, because she's so funny. And then maybe... I don't know, like Scarlett Johansson, like she's so beautiful.
Lovely. Sunny, you did well.
Yeah,
this was
thank
quick.
you.
But thank you so much for removing time and chatting with us. Quickly, very lastly, a message out there for every woman watching you, especially on this Women's Day.
All right, to everybody watching, happy Women's Day. I hope that you have the most wonderful day and make everybody bow down to you today and roll out the red carpet.
Yay! Thank you, Sunny. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
your time.